And welcome to the David Tomsic Show, fighting tyranny one day at a time. Well, today we're going to discuss the bond market. And before you scroll away, stay with us. The bond market's a pretty big deal, and there's some trouble right here in River City. Oh, wait, I live in Pittsburgh. There's 3 rivers, so there's trouble here. Okay, so the bond market. Donald Trump's had some issues with it. It's volatile. And he knows better. He already had an issue with the bond market back in April, if you remember, when he advertised and put forth his great tariff war. The bond market, stock market, everything started crumbling around him, and he put those tariffs on a 90-day freeze. He knew. He was told. Somebody told him, because he's not that bright. Someone said, Donald, you can't do this. You're going to crash the bond market. You're going to crash the stock market. Donald finally caved in, and sure enough, he put his tariffs on hold. So what's the bonds? What's a bond market? Well, bonds are basically a way people can fund the U.S. government. Investors and countries buy them. And that money we get from those investors, we invest in infrastructure, in our government, in social programs. It helps fund the U.S. government. They're a big deal. Now, basically, someone who, say, spends $10 million and buys $10 million worth of treasuries, because we're really talking about U.S. treasuries, they will get a percentage rate in return for that. Now, if they feel that the United States government is a safe bet, and it is a safe bet, always has been a safe bet. U.S. treasuries were always considered safe. We said it, a safe haven. A place to hide your money, and it's safe. You're not going to lose it. More and more investors don't feel so good about it. So guess what they want? They want higher interest rates. Wow. Big deal. So before you say you don't care about the bond market, listen to this first. As interest rates go up on bonds, so do interest rates go up on mortgage rates, cars, business loans. Those credit cards you have, the interest rates will go up on those too. And they're going to go up fast as basically the interest rates go up on bonds fast, on treasuries. And more investors are opting not to deal with the United States because of what's happening here. Many countries are no longer buying treasuries. They're boycotting it because of this trade war, because of the craziness that went around it. See, there's a equal and opposite reaction to Donald Trump's policies. And all of them are negative. And all of them hurt me and you. Because he is trying to conquer the world. He's trying to make America great again. And we're going to subdue the world. No more cats and dogs being eaten by immigrants. No more immigrants at all. We're going to dominate the world again. We're going to be so rich here. I'm still waiting, and I'm not going to wait forever because it's not going to happen. So we know that the most important of these is the 10-year. So the 10-year has been volatile. The 10-year Treasury has been volatile, and it's gone up. The interest rate has gone up. So what do we do here? What's going on with this? Well, see, a lot of this has to do with the other thing Donald Trump has done. He's got his fascist Republican cohorts in Congress to pass his big, beautiful bill. Big, beautiful bill. Now, many people love it. They're not real smart, but they love it. Others, like me and many of you, are saying, I don't love it. This is bad news. What's he doing? But you see, we have that common sense, and we have working brain cells. You know, the veil's away from our eyes, and we see what we see. That's bullshit. Okay? So this big, beautiful bill, really what it is the big, beautiful billionaire bill, the BBBB. They forgot to put billionaire in there because, see, that's who it's for. You're going to get a few dollars, maybe. But they're going to get big dollars. They're going to get a lot of money out of this, as usual. Because, you see, He's not hiding it. There's no secret here, friends. It's not as if he lied about this. We know that he's going to make sure that the billionaires make more and more money off of this tax bill than anybody else. And they're going to do it every single year. Because guess what? We allowed it. All those really bright people on the right, they're looking at, oh, that's a big, beautiful bill. He's there to help us. So Donald Trump comes out and tells everybody that it's a big, beautiful bill and it's great for you and it's not going to cost you any money. We're going to save money. His fascist press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, you know her, the blonde with all the crosses, she'll say anything Donald Trump wants her to say. We're going to save money. This is not going to add any debt. But everybody else in the universe, including aliens on distant planets, all know this is going to cost us money. Anywhere from $3.5 trillion up to $6 trillion added to our debt over the next 10 years. Caroline Leavitt, though, said, we're gonna prosper from this. Now, how can you go up there, wear a cross, and lie to people's faces directly? Well, that's the concept here. This is what we have today. People that profess one thing and do another thing. Nothing new, folks. Many of you already know, don't you? This is nothing new. This has been happening for centuries. Do as I say, not as I do. That's the motto of the pretend religious person. We're going to tell you what we want you to know, not what you need to hear. That's a rabbit hole. But Donald Trump's ex-best friend, ex-wife, depends on who was the wife in that relationship, now divorced, Elon Musk, came out and said a few things. Now, I want to qualify what Elon Musk said. Keep in mind, Elon Musk is on the run. The American people and everybody else around the world who most of the right-wing people don't know exists, they're all boycotting his crappy vehicles, okay? He lost $70 billion, whatever it was in his company. I could be off there, who knows? It's not in the green, it was in the red. He's on the run, so guess what? He's got a lot of public relations to do. Now, the statement he's made, and I'm going to tell you the statement here in a second. The statement he's made is true. It's accurate. But he's making it, I think, for two reasons. One, it's true. For once, he's saying something true. And the other side of that is, please think I'm a nice guy now. I'm for you poor people. See, I'm for you. Really? How about selling me those cars for like $5,000? I might buy one for $5,000. New. I digress. I'm not against battery-operated vehicles, by the way. I'm for them 100%. Many people aren't. I'd love to have one. Okay, so Elon Musk said this. Hey, I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. The massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it. It will massively increase the already gigantic budget deficit to $2.5 trillion and burden American citizens with crushingly unsustainable debt. Now, this last statement there, he used $2.5 trillion. There's different numbers of how much it will cost us. I believe it's going to be on the higher side. My numbers and calculations with basically rising interest rates, kind of adding that in, and that's the key, probably around $5 trillion it'll cost us over 10 years. Now, crushingly unsustainable debt. I want to go over this debt. I was wrong, and a lot of times I had videos, and I am against debt, so to speak. But let me make it clear to you people that think somehow that by firing all these people in the government, firing them all and then threatening the rest. Now, keep in mind, threatening the rest and not firing them, what was the purpose of that? I know people personally who got letters from Doge that were ridiculous. And these people were hardworking people, experts, PhDs. But we threatened them and then fired everybody else. So what was that really all about? It was Donald Trump and his little taskmaster, Elon Musk, trying to gain control, trying to threaten to keep everybody in line, while firing as many people as they could. Now, we don't have enough people in half these agencies that we need people in, but that's another story. It's another rabbit hole. Maybe I'll talk about that again. But right now, Elon Musk and Donald Trump, have now parted, and you're looking at this debt that's only going to grow. But then they're saying it's unsustainable debt. We need debt, and this is my point. We cannot get away, and I had to learn this the hard way, and I had to listen to a couple of different experts, and I'm talking big-time experts around the world who talk about American debt, who talk about debt, and explain it mathematically as well as how it works in basically real time. The United States government cannot go to zero debt, cannot balance the budget and make it work. Why? What would that amount be? See, you're never going to get enough revenue to pay for everything that we need to pay for in this country. You won't. Our country is at 330 billion people. The billionaire class at the top, they don't pay anything. All the poor people, and that number's growing every month, they're not paying anything. Lower income people who aren't at the bottom of the barrel, but are still poor and work, they're really not paying anything. The bulk of what's being brought in to the revenue service is from the middle class, and that's shrinking. There's no way on God's green earth, and if you let Donald Trump continue just drilling and taking down every tree in the nation, you're not going to have a green earth pretty soon, another rabbit hole. There's no way on God's green earth that you can run your government, that you can keep the country moving. The United States government is one of the biggest funders of the private sector in the world. And as I mentioned, treasuries, people are now cutting back on investing in America. So you cannot be debt-free. You cannot have a balanced budget. Can it be better? Yes. But cutting back what you give to poor people is not the answer. We must support everyone in this country who needs it. Everyone. Whatever that costs, we must support that. That's the right thing to do. So where do we cut? Well, you know what? We make bad decisions. And it isn't with Social Security or Medicare or Medicaid. We were in Afghanistan for 22 years. What was it? $2.13 trillion we spent there. That was in one place. How about everywhere else we're at? We're still in Iraq. We're still in the Middle East in a dozen bases. We're all around the world. Trillions of dollars. How about we just go back and say, who has that many bases anywhere in the world but the United States? Nobody. Nobody. It's okay to have bases in places you think you need a base. But 890 of them? And some say it's more than that. I don't know the real number, and I'm not going to look it up because I really don't care. The bottom line is they're there, and it costs a lot of money to keep these bases open. Then we keep spending money and sending money to these defense contractors, and they're taking advantage of us. Nobody in the world spends as much money on defense as we do. Nobody. But we need to protect ourselves. We are the greatest military in the world. You just keep spending money on junk, on old material, on old tanks, and old, this is a new age. Most of the wars will be fought cyberly, not on the ground. So do you need massive armies? Well, you need an army. So how much should you spend on the military? Well, that has to be debated. But the bottom line is, if you're $36 trillion in debt and you get out of all the wars we're in, and we're in wars everywhere, we're fighting places everywhere, but you can cut it back by saying, we're not going to do any more of these interventions like we did in Afghanistan, like we did in Iraq, like we did in Kuwait. No more. We're done. The money we would have saved. Here's the thing. If you cut back all the money we spend so that we can try to balance the budget or cut the deficit, and you cut the wrong things, it costs you more in the end. You can't just leave poor people out in the streets. You just can't leave people without a safety net. People need health care. They need health insurance. You need investment in communities. You need investment into colleges, into universities who do much of the research in medicine. You need to continue to invest in bridges and infrastructure. The United States government does that, and it costs a lot of money. And as I said, our population doesn't support it anymore. We can't. There's not going to be this windfall from Donald Trump that everybody's going to go to work. They're not. All these factories are coming back. They're not. You don't have enough money going into the Treasury to support all the things we need to support without debt. It's not going to happen. Grow up. Understand it's here. We have to manage it better. Will it crush us like Elon Musk said? Not really. What's unsustainable is just the bad decisions. Why investors are concerned is not because of the debt, because of the bad decisions. Investors see that the amount of debt we're increasing is going to billionaires, not to infrastructure, not to making America stronger or better. So they're looking at that and they're saying, you're just investing in the rich, which means everything else is going to fall apart, and it is. Donald Trump's plan to make rich people richer is making poor people poorer. And as I said yesterday, this bill will be the greatest wealth transfer bill in the history of mankind, transferring wealth from our youth, from our young people, directly to the billionaire class. And it's in the open. There's no secret. No one's hiding it. This is the one thing he didn't lie about. Because you know why? Those people on the right, they'll kiss his butt no matter what. Oh, it's a great bill. It's going to help us. It's the fantastic. Making America great again. No, he's making America poor again. A new t-shirt and a new hat. MAPA. Making America poor again. He's going to do it because, see, ultimately, he doesn't care. Ultimately, he's made deals. It's about making money for him. Even as president, he's making deals to make money for himself. With the Saudis, the Qataris, go down the list of things he's going to make money. That's what he's there for. He told us he was upfront about that. There's no lies there either. It's the art of the deal, baby. We're here to make money. We're going to become rich, richer. Problem is, it's him and his friends, not me and you. Me and you are going to see healthcare costs increase. Prescriptions, he's going to make a deal to reduce prescription costs. You think you'll ever really see that? All these things that are said will never happen. It's because ultimately, the people who run the country are the wealthiest people in the world. People that own the pharmaceutical companies, who own the insurance companies, who own all the big businesses. They're the ones that have the last say. And they're not going to cut costs for you. They're there to make money. Health insurance companies are notorious for it. They love Donald Trump. People won't be insured. They don't have to insure them anymore. They don't have to worry about paying for their costs of their cancer treatments or diabetic insulin or anything else. Donald Trump's made it possible for them to just look them over and say, oh, you're not covered. Good luck. Have fun dying. And that's where we're at. So no, you're never going to get rid of the debt. And no, you're never going to be able to make America great again. Why? Because again, we're an empire that's already reached its apex. We're an empire that's now heading back down. And it's picking up speed. Donald Trump may preside over that crash. He may not. But he's definitely going to expedite it. It's all the time I have. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our videos. Don't forget to watch Nights Around the Fire, our sister channel. I have a link in the description box for that. I'll see you again tomorrow right here on the David Tomsic Show. God bless you.